Sacre Bleu. The French are here. GalacticStorm here, and we're going to be doing the Viva la France update. And by the name of it, guess who came into town? Yep, the French are here, and they added in 2 new maps. They added a multitude of updates with it. Premium tanks have better XP rates, they have reload times on the guns, and now people can go into 5s in platoons. But most importantly, the French are here. And it's a nice spooky Halloween scene, and if anyone's watching this before then, happy Halloween. So today we're going to be going with the French, and here's the infamous Tier 1 Renault FT, or FT Renault, whatever it's called, infamous tank. And there's the Renault FT AC, Renault UA57. These tanks, they have great armor and bad speeds, guns for the lower tiers, while the higher tier tanks have really good mobility and great guns. But overall, in the tank destroyer line, which I'm showing you right now, they have horrible armor. Just by the whole armor in that, they can't even stand up fly. Oh, that looks familiar. That looks like a Yeg Panther. And there's the AMX AC48. Can't really pronounce what MLE means. The AMX 50 Foch, which is pretty cool. And then there's the AMX 50 Foch 155. So, yeah. And then there's the premium tier 3 tank, the FCM 36 Pack 40, which has been around in World Tanks for a few months. Here's the other branch, the D1, the D2, and with these tanks, they're not bad, but they look kind of, some of them look freaking ugly as shit, but some of them look pretty cool. The BDR, there's the ARL 44, which looks like the M4 Sherman, but there's the AMX M445, and right up here, there's the AMX 50-100. They have really cool speeds too. The FCM 50T, there's the Tier 8 Premium Heavy Tank, and then there's the AMX 50-120, and 65 kilometers per hour. Holy crap! AMX 50B, and like the other one, it has decent, not really decent. Switch there to the nation there by accident. The Hotchkiss H35, the AMX 38. Yeah. No offense, but these tanks kind of look ugly on the French side. There's the AMX-40, the ELC, the infamous ELC AMX Tier 5 light tank. Horrible armor, but really good gun. The AMX-12T, and here we go with the AMX-1375 Tier 7, Tier 8 AMX-1390, and nice gun there. The Lorraine 40T Tier 9 medium tank, and then the Batchat 25T. With this tanks, they like I said, they look ugly and that, but I'm gonna show you some gameplay on the Tier 1 Renault FT, and I hope you guys enjoy it because it's a pretty fun game. So yeah, we're at Province at the night variant. Province is only available to the lower tier tanks, so we're going to be going on to Province. It's only available to Tier 3. Most of the tanks are now only FT Renaults, and there's only one T1 Cunningham on this one. So I'm going to go to my special hiding place, right behind the castle right here. So a little bit fun facts about the FT Renault. This tank was introduced in 1917 in World War I, and yeah, this is one of the old school tanks that been around. They were even used in World War II, surprisingly, if I remember rightly. But what makes this tank so popular is that it's the first tank that has a rotating turret on it, and without this tank, tanks wouldn't be the same. So yeah, I'm using the last package on this tank. The first package on this gun was just horrible, so I decided to go up to the higher package gun with all the experience I have, and here's my first victim. I'm gonna name him Bob because, well, all the tanks are FTs, except for one, but Bob's pretty special. I'm shooting off his tracks, I'm shooting off most of his rounds, but this gun I have, really fast fire rate, but it has a really horrible accuracy problem. And there's another one there. I'm gonna call him Jill. Jill is gonna be stuck on that cliff for a bit. Did a few shots on him, but he decides to move back. And they're all scattered around the map around here. And there's Bob. Bob's moving around. He's trying to. Looks like he's trying to go in for a charge. Common thing for a noob. And I finished Bob off. And while I'm staying here, the rest of my teammates are pretty much going to be creamed because I don't know. I think they were new in this map, or not even at this map, at this game entirely. And I think that's Joe right there, the same guy that I was shooting at earlier. And yeah, it looks like he decided to move back into the rock, which was pretty smart. Yeah, hopefully pretty smart. And now we're losing. It's 2-4 right now. I'm trying to tell him to move back, and there's a lot of buttons that you can switch now for the Plan A, Plan C voice commands. Not really voice commands, but commands. And now there's only one guy left, which he's gonna be useless. He's gonna be hitting this tank right here. They're shooting back at each other, and it's ultimately gonna cost him. Now, while I watch him, I'm wondering to myself, where are the other tanks? He finished off one of the guys, but then another tank finishes him off. So it's 1-on-4, and yeah, the odds are pretty stacked against me. There was one of the tanks right there that was trying to go in, try to charge in, but it's 4 tanks against 1. What else would they do? Ooh, there's Jill. Jill is going to be trying to move into the cap circle, thinking safe, and I'm like, no, no, no. And now there's 3 tanks left instead of 4. So I try to move back here and see if another tank's gonna be here. I don't know, there's one tank that might be going into the cap circle and trying to go against me, but I don't know about the back, and I'm pretty vulnerable to the back. And with these tanks, not really good armor, but it's decent. But horrible gun too. But what can I complain about? Anyway, moving down here, I'm trying to go down to the cap circle again, see what's going on, and then I find out ultimately that there's going to be 2 tanks right there, and the third tank, that T1 Cunningham, might be is farther away onto the other side of the map. And there's one FT, or I'm gonna call him Bobo, not Bob, because that's already been taken. The guys are trying to be smart here. They're trying to lure me out into the open, downhill. This tank has horrible gun depression. I have a lot of time, but I decided to do something real ballsy right here. And I'm trying to think about it, and there we go. I was incredibly lucky with that charge. I would have been dead, maybe within 2 shots, or maybe 1 if they're lucky enough. I had my gas tank ruptured. I repaired it for just in case I got attacked by it, if that T1 was any further away or closer. But there's the T1 moving in the back, and I decided to put shot after shot. He has no idea where I'm at. Disabled his engine, and 5 kills. An ultimate comeback. Awesomeness at its finest. And this is with a tier 1 tank. And one of the more popular tier 1 tanks, I would say. So, here we go. around 13,000 silver, 1100 experience, mastery badge, ace tanker 1, sharpshooter, master gunner. Luckily, they put on the description of the awards now, which they should have done on the last update. And I did minor damage to the T1, minor damage to the two upper FT Renaults, but at the bottom two, not really. I didn't do traveling as much. I earned about 11,000, but with the subtraction and all that, yeah. And I did double the worth on my last person, and none of them even did damage. Well, not really as much, but you know. And the person there, not even close. And yeah, that's how you can kick ass with an FT Renault. Well, there you go. The Viva la France update. To over review this one more time, it introduces the French Nation tanks. There's two new maps, Carlelia, Pearl River, and there's premium tanks that have better XP rates. For example, Tier 2 has a 67% update, with the XP Tier 3, 57, etc. It goes lower down below the lower premium tanks. Reload times on the guns are available, like you've seen on the gameplay. 5 people can now be in platoons, and just to overview the French, they can vary from great armor to bad speed and bad guns to the lower tiers. The higher tiers, greater mobility and great guns, but not really good when it comes to the armor. And they're not a tank that I would just go for beginners, because it's like a wild card kind of tanks, I would say, because you don't know what you'll get with it. And with the bad armor in that, at the you'll get the good armor at the start, but eventually, well, except for the tank destroyers, but eventually they're gonna be going bad, and yeah, and they have horrible guns at the start too. So yeah, vote, rate, comment, subscribe, all that fun shit. And I have a Facebook page down below that you guys should try to see. I do updates and all that when it comes to the Facebook page and all that, blah 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 blah. And and I won't be making a video on Friday, because that's when Halloween's gonna be around. So I hope you guys have a good Halloween. This is GalacticStorm, and I say, keep charging, bitches.